Ivan Thomas. Today's episode is unlike any other. It's been almost a year anniversary, year to date of COVID-19 just sweeping through the United States, but especially here in Delaware. Today's guest, I have Governor John Carney to talk about the year in review, like where we were, where we are now, and how do we move forward. Governor, thank you for your time.
Big Ivan, good to be with you again.
Awesome. It's today is the year anniversary when you stepped foot in the DTV studios and we went live. And unlike anything else that we ever seen, that I've seen here in my 45 years, the state going on lockdown, pandemic sweeping through Delaware. Let's talk about back then and where we are now. Like, have you ever seen anything like this, Governor?
No, nobody has really, certainly not in our lifetimes. The last kind of pandemic, excuse me, was back at the beginning of the last century, 1918, the flu pandemic that ravaged Wilmington and killed lots of folks. And so we haven't seen that. We did come to your place just a year ago to communicate to the people of our state. Communication's been a big part of it. And you've been a great partner with respect to that, getting the word out. But it's been an unprecedented year. It's been scary at the beginning and throughout. It's been one where we've come together as Delawareans and met a lot of the challenge that we've faced in terms of getting large numbers of people tested, tracking people that have the virus, getting the word out about how to be safe and prevent yourselves from contacting the virus and preventing you from spreading it if you are positive. We learned a lot back on March 11th when we had our first case. March 12th of last year, we initiated a state of emergency, and from there closed down sectors of our economy, stay-at-home orders, all the things that we talked about on your program a year ago today. Then as we started to get healthier, we opened the doors up a little bit. We learned a lot. I think that's the key. And one of the main things that we learned was the most important thing you can do yourself to protect yourself and others is to wear a mask. And we get pretty good mask compliance. We've worked hard to get our children back in schools. That was a big challenge. A lot of challenges through the year, Ivan.
A lot. But we're in. I want to say we're in the final lap, right? I'm going to be hopeful and say the final lap. And as we see the state reopen slowly, let's talk about the vaccinations right now, Governor. I know before it was 65 and older, and now we're at 50. And let's talk about the vaccinations. What's your view on that?
Well, it's been a big challenge, and the challenge is because we haven't been getting the supply that we need from the federal government. And so we have to administer the vaccines in a way that is prioritized. As you mentioned, we started first with healthcare workers, everybody on the front lines, physicians, nurses, first responders, paramedics, ambulance drivers, law enforcement, the so-called 1A workforce. And then we moved to those 65 and older, the most vulnerable population, vulnerable to hospitalization and death. These were criteria that were established by a national ethics panel and then run through a Delaware ethics panel. We've been making steady progress through the 1A populations and our senior citizens. We continue to have both small community clinics, vaccination clinics at churches, in Black and brown communities, at community centers like Rose Hill Community Center. We've been working now with employers over the last couple of weeks as we've extended the invitations this week, I should say, 50 and older, and making real progress. We've got about 67% of those people 65 and older vaccinated. We need to improve our numbers in Black and brown communities, and we have specific efforts to do that. So we could use your help there. There is some hesitancy among folks to get vaccinated. And we need those who have been vaccinated to talk to their friends and family members, encourage them to do so as well.
Yeah, and it is people are real hesitant. I actually got mine. I was hesitant at first, in doing the research, what it comes with the vaccination. And I'm telling you, I looked in my little girl's eyes and I said, okay, I got to make the first step. So anyone out there right now that's hesitant about it, do the research on it, and then go get vaccinated. And if you are vaccinated, again, be that influencer, that person that will tell someone, hey, look, I'll drive you down if you need me to, because this thing right here, it's very important. And vaccination is very important. And in the words of Dr. Joan Coker, go take the shot. I took my shot, so you go take your shot. Governor, I also want to talk about, with unemployment skyrocketing last year, homeowners, going into more losing their houses, and even renters in their in their big situation. You reopened the relief assistance program. Can we talk about that, because that was very important for renters out there right now?
Yeah, we just did that last week through the Delaware State Housing Authority, reopened financial assistance for people negatively affected by COVID-19 who are having problems paying their rent. And we had a gentleman there who was a cook at a local restaurant, lives in the flats there on the west side of Wilmington, told his own story about how he was laid off from work, wasn't able to, obviously got unemployment, but was not able to pay his rent. And our program, the state program, helped him do that. We had to shut that program down a couple months ago because we exhausted all the resources that we had. And we need to point out we've gotten tremendous help from the federal government and our congressional delegation, Senator Carper, Senator Coons, and Congresswoman Blunt Rochester. They have made the millions of dollars available to us for programs like our renters assistance and mortgage assistance programs. And so in addition, additional resources coming to folks in terms of a relief paycheck and also enhancements to unemployment benefits. So we do have support for folks who've been negatively affected, and we were really happy to be able to restart the renter assistance program last week.
Nice, nice. And for more information about that, go to decovidhousinghelp.com to get any information that you need to move forward and get the help that you need here in the States, and in Wilmington. Hey, in Delaware, excuse me. Governor, you're talking about assistance. Are there going to be any more assistance for restaurants or small businesses here in Delaware?
There is, and we've done a really good job providing assistance, particularly to the hospitality. You remember, you mentioned the restaurants. The initial federal Paycheck Protection Program really put money into keeping people employed, and additional resources going for unemployment to help those folks. We added to that the renters and mortgage assistance programs. We've provided over $25 million to restaurants across our state to enable them to pay some of their fixed costs so that, again, they could stay in business and hire the folks like the gentleman that was with us at the flats for the renters assistance announcement last week. We need to support them, because if they go out of business, then their employees are out of a job. So we've been stronger than most states in doing that, and we can do that because we're a little bit smaller. We were able to use the resources, and importantly, we used over $200 million of our federal CARES Act funding to put into the Unemployment Insurance Trust Fund. If we didn't use that money to replenish the trust fund, we would have had to tax those businesses to do that, and that would have made it more difficult for them to stay in business. So we've provided assistance for restaurant and hospitality and for other small businesses as well. That's where our focus has been.
Oh, great job, Governor, and to you and your office. I'm not going to keep you too much longer. Is there anything else you'd like the people of Delaware to know?
Yeah, as you said just a minute ago, we can see the light at the end of a tunnel. We got this. We've really leaned in. People have done what we've advised them to do. They've kept themselves and their neighbors safe. They've got tested. We have tested at greater rates in Black and brown communities across our state than in the population generally. That's not the way it started. We're ramping up those vaccinations in communities across our state. We need everybody to take that opportunity to get the shot. It'll keep you safe. It'll protect you and your loved ones and protect the community as well. Help us get back to a new normal where we can get out, circulate, go to our favorite restaurants, and do it safely. So that's my message. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Ivan, thank you for all of your help this past year in getting the word out.
Oh, Governor, my pleasure. Thank you for trusting us here at DETV to do so. And Governor, I got this thing I'm gonna tell you. Like we're creating Delaware's news. You know what I mean? A whole news just show sets forward legislative review, what's going on down in Kent, Sussex, to keep them informed, and we're also doing it in Spanish and Haitian Creole. So again, thank you to your office, and especially my homegirl Emily over there. And Starkey. I love you guys. You guys are rocking out. But Governor, look, I'm gonna tap in next week, see if I can grab you again, so we can update people again for like 10, 15 minutes, if that's all right with you. Wilmington.
We're available. Yeah, we're available for you anytime, Ivan, particularly to get the word out for folks so they know what's going on and they know what they need to do to protect themselves and their family and their community.
Awesome. Great. Delaware, light at the end of the tunnel. Don't go out there and pull that Miami stuff. We're not doing that, okay? We're not going backwards. We're moving forward. So with that being said, this is your main man, Ivan Thomas. I will see you on the other side. Be safe. Love someone you don't know. Feed someone that needs it. And just hug your family. We'll see you on the other side. DETV.